Alex West, what are you going to associate? Everybody's got a title, haven't they, at The Sun?
That's right. I'm just a Sun journalist. Happy with that.
You are very happy. You're on the Drive Time show last night. It's good to have you back. You look better than I do this morning. Great headline. Great work again from Thomas Godfrey. The Sun Light Talk, central to this migrant argument. Today's very poignant, of course, because at 2 o'clock this afternoon, that judgment, the Epping Judgment Court of Appeal, I think a seminal moment. The front of the Sun today, you could look at this and go, this is trivial, but it's appalling. This has really caused... The Today programme have brought this up this morning, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is a story that will shock people across the nation. I mean, it's just bonkers that the government are paying for somebody to provide a job to do balloon animals and floristry with failed asylum seekers. These people are being kicked out of the country, being held in
we didn't make that point. This is actually a really salient one. I should have made it earlier. These aren't people waiting to be processed. This is the centre where they're waiting to be removed.
And most of these have come from prisons as well. They're criminals, and they are waiting to go back to wherever they came from. And we're providing them with lessons in how to do flower arranging and making cakes. I mean, it's absolutely mad. Last night, I have to say, after our article, the Home Office have now pulled the job for the floristry and the balloon animals. So they obviously realised how sort of completely stupid it looked. And so they've now removed that job advert.
I'm really glad you came, because we need to make the point again and again, and we didn't. These are failed asylum seekers. Yeah. This is a government spending money on teaching them how to paint, blow up balloons and do flower arranging. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. When you consider that the Home Office, and there's a wider thing today with that Epping judgment, because when you consider the Home Office, which in American terms is Homeland Security, your borders, your police, your Navy, all those sorts of things, are seemingly today challenging the will of Epping's local people, and according to a Home Office source, are arguing via their KC, Alex, that asylum seekers' rights outweigh local concerns. Where have we got to in this country, man?
Well, I mean, this is going to come down to whether or not the judge decides whether it's right for Epping to have a decision on sort of planning basis as to whether these migrants will be kept at the hotel, or whether the national the importance of having them, somewhere for them to stay outweighs that. So,
where do you think? Do you have any inkling? We're all the same. Wondering what will happen.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, my feeling is that the sort of international ECHR pressure and Home Office argument that these people's right to have somewhere to stay will outweigh the fact that they're not welcome. And we all want a society where one can complain and protest within the confines of the law. Why I think there's so much frustration, what I've said all morning, is that when you live your life correctly in this country, you seem to be punished. What happens if that happens? If the institutions and the government get the answer they want, what does that say to people on the streets of Great Britain, in communities in Great Britain? Your voice is irrelevant. That's a real issue. I think. We're going to be at obviously at the Bell in Epping today, in Epping Forest, and also at the High Court, and we'll be getting the reaction from those people who are going to be out. Although it is raining out there, so that might deter a few people, but I think there'll be more if if it was good weather. There'll be lots of people out there making their opinions heard on this. But I mean, you can see across the country what's been happening in the past few weeks with people wanting to make their point heard on this matter with the painting of St George's crosses. It's really reaching ahead, and I think this afternoon's judgment is really going to be a real moment, really, to see what happens next.
I couldn't agree more, and I have to commend the Sun. They've done such great work on this. Thomas Godfrey and the team. I mean, some of the stories that have come out. This was the same team at the Sun, ladies and gentlemen, that found out about people coming over and working in the fast food establishments, all this sort of stuff that's been going on. And what I find frightening, what's the name of that office, Home Office Minister? Somani Hotels, right? Last night said, we will scrap the rolls. Yet again, it begs this question. It takes a national newspaper with investigative talent like Tom Godfrey in your team to highlight this to the British people, for the Home Office that are supposed to provide the sort of job that they're supposed to go, oh yes, we didn't know that. Didn't know it, weren't aware, didn't want to do anything about it, that it ticks what boxes? It's so bad. And it makes you wonder what you're doing.
Was being done?
None.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. More of that to follow, but certainly in the paper tomorrow as well, everything about this judgment at 2 o'clock, Alex, and we will follow that on Talk. We thank you very much indeed.